Why, hello there, everyone. It is I, Noah, and I'm back with another diet update video, as well as a life update video. So, let's get started with the diet update. I weighed myself this morning. I am now 169.2. That is a pretty decent decrease from yesterday, where I'm pretty sure I was 170. So I dropped 0.80 pounds from yesterday. Very nice. Now for the meals. In the morning, I had the last of my keto cinnamon toast cereal, the Magic Spoon brand, mixed with the 7 Sundays nut mix. Afterwards, and I poured some almond milk on that. That was pretty good. It was the Almond Breeze brand. Not bad at all. Really enjoyed it, actually. Then, I decided to have a fat coffee, which basically is a coffee that is mixed with butter, MCT oil, and coffee. That's pretty much it. Oh, and xylitol to help sweeten it to make it easier to drink. Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all, actually. The MCT oil is supposedly there to help increase ketones in my body, so that way I can burn my belly fat faster. Then in the afternoon, I had barbacoa reheated on a pan, and I put that on my 0-carb mission tortillas, my last two, with some cheese, queso cheese, and black olives. And I even ate the rest of the olives in the can. Very tasty. I enjoyed that very much so. I even had a 0 sugar 7-Up to go along with it. Then we get to the next part. If I'm remembering correctly, I had a cheese stick when I got home from work with another 7-Up 0 sugar. And then I took my vitamins. So that's pretty much it. And if you want to know the vitamins, it's 2 magnesiums, 1 men's multivitamin, 2 cinnamon capsules, 1 turmeric capsule, 1 calcium pill, and I think that's it. Alrighty. Well, did I do any exercises today? Yes, I did actually. I did a whole half-hour worth of chair burpees. But in actuality, it was probably somewhere more around like 15 to 20 minutes worth, with 10 minutes worth of break that was sprinkled throughout the session. I was following the same guy I followed on YouTube yesterday, but I increased the time from a 15-minute workout to a 30-minute workout. See if I get better results tomorrow. I guess we're going to find out. Well, that was pretty much the dedicated workout. I gotta be honest though, my legs are extremely sore right now. Like, I am super ready to go to bed. Like, holy cow, I hope my legs heal by then. I think it might be like old muscles breaking down and new muscles forming or something like that. Whatever's going on, it hurts whenever I squat or walk. But no pain, no gain. That's what they say, right? Well, I did walk constantly and push carts all around work, so I guess that counts as some form of exercise as well. And that is the diet update. Now let's go on with the daily update. So I woke up at around 5 in the morning because there was a big planetary event happening where the planets would align. I walked outside to see if I could see them, and I saw two big plants right above each other, and I took my picture of them. Nothing too crazy, just like they look like bright stars. They don't look like you can literally see the planet. But it was really, really cool to see that. I took another picture up above those plants to get a better appreciation for the alignment. Um, if I wanted to put more effort into it, I would have found a high spot with low light pollution to drive to so I could witness it in all its glory. But I gotta be honest, I was too lazy. um, yeah, so I just walked outside of the place I live at and took a picture there instead. But yeah, and then I went back to sleep. When I got up, it was like around, like, I think 9 or 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. And I remember I turned on the TV and I was watching a new Digital Foundry video on the video game Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. And I wanted to have my cereal with me, my keto friendly cereal with the nuts in it. So I got that out and ate that while watching. And yeah, had a coffee with that too. And it was pretty interesting seeing that game in a more modern visual lens. Although the performance left a lot to be desired. Here's hoping it's just a fluke and maybe a day one patch will fix it. It'd be a shame if because the game at least on PS5 runs between like I think like 35 to 60 FPS, and in less busy scenarios it's 60, but in the scenarios where it actually matters, where you're doing espionage, it's like between like 45 to 50 FPS. So I'm not really sure what Konami was doing. I mean, they've been developing this game for like I think like 5 years now, maybe, or 3, somewhere around there. But they didn't take the time to get it at a locked 60. It seems kind of odd, not gonna lie. But anyways, enough about that. Let's move on to what I did afterwards. And I decided to start working on my YouTube channel, believe it or not, my Brain Jam Extra video. I worked on that for a good, I want to say like hour and a half to 2 hours. And basically most of that time was spent looking at different songs, playing them in the tracks of me talking and finding the ones that I liked the most. So I felt like the presentation could really be seasoned up and be more engaging. I'm starting to be really happy with what I found, what I'm conjuring up. It's coming along. It's really come along for sure. Now, as for the video, when will it be released? Well, I won't give a specific date. I'll just say it'll be done when it's done. Afterwards, when I had reached a point where I was kind of tired of working on the video, I decided to play a video game on my PlayStation 4 from that was given out to members of the PlayStation Plus premium service. It was called Chernobyl, or no, Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, and it was like an old like mid 2000s PC game that was ported to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and basically you're like this um, soldier who was found like after like a horrific accident in the middle of this open like grassy land field, and you're supposed to be part of this group of like other military official, or not military, like renegade people. And apparently like there's this like thing called the zone, like which is like a area in the game that like is super toxic or has like high radiation levels or something like that. Well, yeah, this game was really good actually. I really did enjoy it. It had an excellent atmosphere. Um, it wasn't too presumptuous about its appearance. It definitely had that dated like or late 2000s like PC game look to it, but in a way I found that extremely charming and comforting, because I don't know, I feel like games trying to be super realistic now, you lose something, you lose that handcrafted feel of a game that I don't know, I enjoy personally. And when you see that handcrafted human touch in a game, it really just makes it feel more immersive to me. It's the same vibe I get with a game like the Bioshock. You know, you can tell like the artists and the craftsmen like spent years designing like the like landscapes and the environments and the things you fight, and it really gives you a great appreciation for what you're playing, and I enjoy that greatly. Well, after having my fun with that, I decided to do some chair burpees. So I did that for half an hour. Um, and afterwards, I felt really good. And then I did a breathwork exercise for 20 minutes, which was very nice. I really liked that. Um, my legs didn't feel sore then, but they later would feel sore when I got to work, which I got ready for work after my breathwork session. So I got my work clothes on and I went off. Said goodbye to my sister, a family friend, and my mom. Drove over, and when I got to work, I was walking there. It wasn't super bad, but it's like as the day went on, my legs became more and more sore, probably from recovering from the exercise I did with the chair burpees. Yeah, it was crazy. Very crazy. Oh, yeah, and I almost forgot to mention that before I left for work and before I got dressed for work, I did have the fat coffee. So, yeah, after doing my chair burpees to help. Well, no, actually, I had that before doing my chair burpees to help with ketone production and burning fat. Okay, so work was interesting, very interesting. And I'll tell you why. Um, so the first hour, not a big deal. I was given lot duty. I was like, okay, pretty normal. Second, then for the next 3 hours, I was given sweet duty. I was like, oh, yeah, not bad. It's pretty normal. But yeah, the first hour, that was fine. But the second hour, they put me on lot and sweet duty at the same time, which confused me because, like, I'm am I supposed to sweep the floor in the store, or am I supposed to take out the carts? So that was kind of strange. But then on top of that, they gave me a lot for 2 hours in a row, and I'm not one to normally complain about that. I mean, I like doing a lot, but the thing was, it was a really hot day today. It was like, I think in the mid 90s or maybe a little higher than that. So being out there for that long was pretty strenuous. Although one of the managers did notice that I was out there for well over an hour and a half and asked me why. And I said that I was put on the schedule, and they decided to switch me up with another courtesy clerk so I could stay doing sweeps, which I was very grateful for. But the fact that that mistake happened just was very strange to me. I, I'm just going to chalk it up to a mistake. It just, yeah, it was a lot to do, and I don't know, maybe it's because the staff was so low today. It was like literally just 3 courtesy clerks today. Not the usual bats of like 4 or 5. Yeah. But anyways, I punched out for lunch, and yeah, when I got home, I made the barbacoa zero carb burritos, which were very good with olives and queso fresco sprinkled cheese. Really liked that with the Sprite. And as I was eating that, I was listening to an interview with a guy who supposedly is a professional remote viewer. And what that is someone who can see like locations with their mind. And he was like part of a government program that was funded like 90 million a year and lasted like for a really long time. And it's pretty interesting hearing his story and his background for sure. I'll probably finish it later. Well, anyways, after lunch, I left back for home. I always say that. I left back for work. And when I got to work, I had assigned closing duties to my 2 coworkers who were my pre-closers. I was the main closer. One of the coworkers said their legs are hurting because they were doing a high intensity like exercise, and they didn't want a closing job that was too intense. So I assigned. They said they were fine with trash, so I gave them trash, and things seemed to be doing fine. But then, when I checked to see if the trash was dumped, the person did take out the trash and refill the bags with new bags, but they didn't take it all the way out. They only put it up next to the gate where you're supposed to open the gate and take it outside and then throw it away in the big trash bin. So that meant that I had to do that. They also didn't take out the office trash, so I had to do that too. And they didn't wipe down their check stands either, and I had to do that too. Which meant that I ultimately left at around like 12 o'clock, which is not ideal, but I guess on the bright side, I got some overtime. But it's kind of frustrating. It feels like, your coworkers not really, I don't know, they're not, like there's a lack of, like respect, I suppose. Like I feel like, we're all equally working hard here. We're all equally doing our part, and you slacking around and doing a half-baked job and then having me deal with it just feels, I don't know, pretty bad. Don't like it. I might have to have a word with the person later. Well, anyways, when I was done with closing, I clocked out. I did a silly dance with one of the janitors who cleans the store's floors, and that got a laugh from my one of the co-managers who was running the store as it was closing, and I thought that was pretty funny. And then when I went in my car, I was doing some board browsing, and I found I just randomly remembered this guy I used to watch when I was much younger on YouTube, called Kobanermani456. He was like a Let's Player, and I wanted to just like randomly check in and see what was going on with that Let's Player. And he's kind of gone down an interesting path. We'll just put it that way. And that's all I'll say about it. Yeah, if you're interested, you could look his name up on YouTube, and I'll let you decide. But to me, I'm just gonna say interesting, very interesting. Well, anyways, when I got home, I greeted my sister. We had a nice little conversation. Then I took my vitamins. I brushed my teeth, and now I'm recording this video. So that's pretty much the day in a nutshell. And thank you for listening. It is currently 1:25 a.m. It's 1:25 a.m. in the morning, so I probably should go to bed now. Although I do have a late start at work tomorrow, again, 2 to 11, the same time. So hopefully I don't have issues with any of my pre-closers like I did today. Well, good night, everyone, and take care. See you in the next one. Bye.